Terry, we talked about the Victorian budget earlier in the week. It was handed down, of course, on Tuesday. One of the things, there's not many things Victoria still does well, but medical research, it really is a national, if not international leader. There's a comprehensive cancer centre in Victoria. It's the old Peter Mac, but it's got lots of other elements in it as well. It has suffered a 75% funding cut. Now, that is extraordinary. It's massive. The Treasurer said, oh, look, it's not been a reduction in base funding. It's not as big as that. But the professor in charge of it said, yes, it is. He's the one that has put the data out there and said we knew something was coming. We were told it was a tough budget, but nothing as bad as this. You know this area very well. We also know that cancer rates are climbing in this country. What do you make of this announcement?
Well, certainly the Victorian Comprehensive Cancer Centre has been an institution in Victoria that was invented or created under the Baillieu-Napthine government a decade or more ago, and has bipartisan support, and always has. But when you see this type of funding cut in the Victorian budget as a result of the Victorian balance sheet going so deep in red ink that it's not funny. I mean, we're talking about next to $250 billion worth of debt on the books, almost $200 million now, and it'll get bigger. Things are going to have to give. Worthy causes like the Comprehensive Cancer Centre are going to, they're being hit. They're being hit because of this government's, this Andrews-Allan government's absolute and total financial incompetence. It's an absolute disgrace, Peter, absolute disgrace.
James, why is Labor spending $40 million to advertise these tax cuts that everyone's going to get anyway? We don't have to apply for them. We all know about them. Why waste $40 million in ads, which are basically promoting the Labor Party?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. It's a cheap way of getting free publicity for the Labor Party and trying to convince the Australian voters that they're actually doing something. They're not. Look, I would much rather see that $40 million repurposed here in Queensland. We've got a Bruce Highway that is a goat track at the moment. The Prime Minister flew in here for Beef Week this week and didn't actually get to see how bad a condition our beef roads, our Bruce Highway is in. And we've got a hospice here in Rockhampton that is in desperate need of a few extra $1 million to put additional beds on so that people in their final weeks of life actually have the care and need provided to them in places outside the southeast corner. So $40 million could be much better spent. I'm happy to take the bulk share of that for Queensland. I'm sure there'll be some left over for the other states. But no, this is just wasted money. It shouldn't be put into advertising.